Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Golden Bachelorette's Joan Vassos doesn't have trust her relationship with Chock Chapple will last. She's oversharing for accountability. The Golden Bachelorette star Joan Vassos has been struggling to keep her relationship with Chock Chapple afloat, with rumors swirling about trouble in paradise. And it seems clear she doesn't have the level of trust in her new fiancé that she'd like to. Joan, who originally appeared on The Golden Bachelor Season 1, has been doing her best since first appearing on the series to find love after a tragic loss. Joan's late husband Joan Vassos passed of pancreatic cancer in 2021, and after grieving, she felt ready to get back out into the dating scene on her own volition. While her time on The Golden Bachelor was great, she had to make the tough decision to leave the series early when she needed to attend to a family emergency back home. After leaving Jerry Turner behind, Joan was shocked when the offer to lead The Golden Bachelorette Season 1 came in. As a lead, Joan was happy to be part of the franchise. But her romantic connections were quickly scrutinized by Bachelor Nation. Though it was exciting to see Joan take the lead, her relationships were disappointing, and her final choice, Chock, doesn't seem like someone she can trust. Although Joan has been happy to share her life outside of The Golden Bachelorette throughout the show's run, she's been working hard to make sure that her followers are familiar with her relationship with Chock now that they're publicly together, sharing photos and videos daily. Joan has been doing her best to ensure that her relationship with Chock is well documented online. While many believed Joan's oversharing was only going to happen directly post-show, she's been sharing content consistently to let Bachelor Nation into her life with Chock. While the pair appear to have a good time together, what Joan's sharing of their relationship doesn't have a lot to do with who they are as a couple. Instead, Joan has been sharing more content of the pair from events or appearances, rather than the two sharing downtime. Joan's consistent posting has felt like a lot for Bachelor Nation, even those who are interested in hearing more from the Golden lead after the series. Although Joan and Chock have been together for just a few short months, their relationship has only been open to the public for a few weeks. As Joan and Chock have gotten more settled in their time together, it's become clear that she's posting a lot more on Instagram to ensure that Bachelor Nation has eyes on her and her fiancé. While Joan was criticized during her time on The Golden Bachelorette, Chock was called out consistently by Bachelor Nation, who struggled to see why she was connecting with him. Joan's posting so often to ensure Bachelor Nation accepts Chock. Joan has been doing a lot of sharing online in order to make sure that her relationship with Chock has a footprint on social media, which will keep her accountable for staying in said relationship. While Joan and Chock have a clear connection, the issues Bachelor Nation have taken with Chock appear to be something Joan is struggling with. In keeping him online and showing him off more thoroughly, Joan may be looking for Bachelor Nation to accept Chock. The Golden Bachelorette may also be looking for some personal reassurance that she'll stay in her relationship despite having some doubts. Joan Vassos stood in her beautifully appointed bungalow, staring into the warm glow of the camera as she prepared to make an unprecedented confession. At 63, she had weathered the storms of love, heartbreak, and reinvention, and as the first ever Golden Bachelorette, she was no stranger to vulnerability. But this time, her openness had nothing to do with the show's producers prying into her dating life for drama or the cameras catching her candid emotions. This time, Joan was taking control. She was oversharing, publicly and intentionally, to hold herself accountable. The subject of her revelation, Chock Chapple, the charming yet enigmatic man who had captured not just her heart, but the hearts of Bachelor Nation. They'd survived hometown dates, tearful goodbyes to other contestants, and that unforgettable proposal moment under the Tuscan sun. Yet behind the dazzling facade of their fairy tale ending, Joan harbored a persistent fear. She didn't trust their relationship would last. I know this isn't the typical happily ever after story. Joan began in her Instagram video, her signature gold necklace glinting in the soft afternoon light. But I think a lot of people out there know what it's like to feel doubt, even when things look perfect on the outside. And honestly, the only way I can move forward is to be real about where I am. Joan's confession wasn't just a candid moment, it was a strategic decision. As she explained, her tendency to keep her fears and insecurities bottled up had led to the demise of her past relationships. This time, she was determined to do things differently. By sharing her concerns with the world, she hoped to not only address them head-on, but also build a support system that would keep her honest. The golden glow of new love, tarnished by doubt. Joan's love story with Chock had unfolded like a classic romance novel. He was ruggedly handsome, a retired architect with a penchant for poetry and a laugh that could light up a room. Their chemistry was undeniable, and during the season, fans swooned over their deep conversations about life, loss, and second chances. But as the cameras stopped rolling and real life crept in, Joan couldn't shake a nagging sense of unease. She'd lie awake at night, replaying their conversations and dissecting his every word. Was his commitment as strong as hers? Did he truly understand the weight of the life they were building together, or was he swept up in the glamour of it all? It wasn't that Chock had done anything to erode her trust. If anything, he was consistent and thoughtful, the kind of man who brought her coffee in bed and remembered her favorite books. Yet Joan's own history was her biggest obstacle. Her past was littered with relationships that had started with passion and ended in heartbreak, leaving her with an ingrained belief that love was always fleeting. "I don't want to punish Chock for the mistakes of my past," Joan admitted. "But if I'm being honest, I'm scared. What if I'm too much for him? What if he realizes he made a mistake?" Oversharing as a radical act of accountability. The decision to publicly air her doubts wasn't an easy one. Joan's daughters had expressed concern, worried that such openness might invite criticism or even ridicule. But Joan saw it differently. For years, she had carefully curated her image, presenting herself as strong, capable, and unshakable. Now, she realized that vulnerability wasn't a weakness, it was a strength. "I think there's this expectation, especially for women my age, to have it all figured out," Joan said in her video. "But the truth is, none of us really do. And that's okay. What matters is that we're willing to do the work." She described her oversharing as a form of self-therapy. By putting her fears into words and sharing them with others, she hoped to gain clarity and perspective. She also believed that by being transparent, she could inspire others to confront their own insecurities and communicate more openly in their relationships. "If I'm putting this out there, it's not just for me," Joan explained. "It's for anyone who's ever felt like they're carrying the weight of their fears alone. You're not alone. And maybe by sharing, we can all find a little more courage." Chock's response. A lesson in patience. When Joan first told Chock about her plan to overshare, his reaction was complicated. As a deeply private person, he was initially hesitant. "Are you sure you want to put all of that out there?" he asked, his brow furrowed in concern. "What if people misunderstand?"